And already.
Yeah, well, there's
But yes, welcome. Thank you for joining Rob's Ramblings. Tonight I get mad with Cedar and Mike. Yes, I promised that we would have a review tonight, but frankly, neither Mike and I actually finished it because we had other things going on. Sometimes you don't get a chance to do the homework. I'll see if we can do that on June 9th, or if not, we may go mad again. Heck, I don't know. June 9th is still up in the air.
anything can happen.
But we've got all sorts of other things coming up uh, down the road for us. And now I should have pulled up the schedule ahead of time, but I didn't, of course. But yes, obviously we're doing this weirdness today. Next week we've got the wall banger himself who's joined us on our end. Um, did something break? Wally asks, "What do you see?" Is what I'm going to ask.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. He's immediately jumping to blaming Mike, so
Why not?
Well, I mean, he's right, of course. I mean, but
Not my
anyway,
first
next week we'll have
rodeo.
Wally to talk about what he's got coming out soon. Week after that, we've got Louis Devine, who is the lead singer of Consortium of Genius, which is the best science fiction hard rock comedy group I know of. They're amazing. They're a lot of fun. I saw them at Confluence in Pittsburgh, and it turns out we got to talking because shockingly, I was wearing a Rush shirt at a convention. I know, that's crazy. But they're big Rush fans, and Rush tour is coming up soon, so we're going to talk about Cog and Rush and stuff like that. On the 16th, I've already talked about June 9th, and I don't know yet. But on the 16th, Brandy, the amazing Brandy Bolgio Hendren of LibertyCon, will be joining me to talk about LibertyCon and what's coming up there and some of the past stuff at LibertyCon. I'm really excited about this one. LibertyCon is where I met Cedar for the first time, and it's been a really important convention for my growth as a writer. And then after that, speaking of amazing, we've got Melissa Oldhoff on the 23rd. She'll be talking about her Griffin Core series, and I'm sure we'll go off on other things. And then finally, on June 30th, I am not going to be here. I'm going to be in Fort Worth. That's the Tuesday after LibertyCon, and I am going to Fort Worth and watching Rush. So sorry, no show. And I see we have a guest star joining us as well. So Cedar, I'll toss it on to you now that I've done all the preliminaries. Tell us about yourself and also your lovely co-star.
um well, that is lightly toasted marshmallow, toast for short. And and she may come and go as she pleases because that's what cats do. Uh
That's what cats
so
do.
and I am Cedar Sanderson. I am obviously owned by a cat, two of them as a matter of fact. But the other one won't appear. She's shy. And I am an artist, I am an author, I am a general jack of all trades, Jill of all trades, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, just happy to be here, Rob. It's always lovely to get to chat with you, and Mike is always a fun person to talk to. So when I heard I was going to get both of you, I was like, I am definitely in for tonight. Whatever madness lays in front of us.
And we're going to try and be as mad as possible. If I'm going to do an impromptu show, I'm going to be as impromptu can get. And so, thanks for joining, Cedar. I appreciate it. I do. I do appreciate getting chances to talk to you as well. And now, I suppose I should let Mike have his turn. Okay, come on, Mike. Talk
Hi.
yourself up.
Hello, gang. My name's Mike. My pen name's Spearman Burke. I'm a writer and editor with Raconteur Press. Let's see. My latest claim to fame is my buddy Nick Nethery and I have a short story in Larry Correa's Monster Hunter Files 2. A little story about Grim Berlin called Monster Commando. We're really proud of that. But I also happen to have an excellent children's book out with Miss Cedar Sanderson, who's here with us, called Giant Counting Robots, which is a fun little, I don't know, how would you describe it, Cedar?
I
It's a
it
fun
was
way to trick your kids into liking science and math.
Yeah, no, it was. I had to watch him give birth to this story, like, in just one flow of consciousness, at a Raconteur Press retreat. but it is counting, it has binary coding, it has wild and wacky illustrations, and, it is a really fun rhyming poem, and then the last half of the book, because Amazon makes you do things to books sometimes, is actually also it's got the binary coding 'cause, with on this one, it is not going to when you decode it, it is not going to tell you to drink your Ovaltine. Um, so it's got a little bit of a teacher's guide, so if you are, a teacher or a homeschooling parent looking for something really fun to use with small children up through probably 8 or 9, to teach them how to talk to robots using binary.
I definitely have to get one for my JJ. And since we're on the topic of children's books, obviously I announced last week with Chris Denote, was it last week? Whatever. I'm so out of. I just finished running a show, the vendors for a show here in Anthony, and my brain is so scattered. Oh yeah, there's Kelly. He was on last week, and there's Sam. And gosh, there's a bunch of you. Thanks for joining. It's going to be a lot of fun. I expect questions from you all weirdos, and there are a lot of weirdos on that list that I'm seeing on the screen right there. But yeah, I'm getting the honor of doing that, and this whole project is thanks to Cedar herself. She's the one who came up with the idea, and I want to thank you for that because I'm really excited about what's going on with that whole program, and of course what I get to contribute to it. I'm really excited about Shattered Spear getting accepted by Raconteur Press. So,
Yeah,
uh,
you should be, that is exciting. I'm so happy that, that happened. I mean, it went from us having kind of a casual conversation at a con to now there's gonna be a book in the world, and I always love seeing that happen.
yeah, we had what con was that? Was that Liberty Con last year? I think it was.
No, no, because I haven't been to LibertyCon in years now. I'll be there this year for the first time in a long time. It was either PCon or FenCon. I don't remember
I
which one.
think it was Pecan last year. Come to think of it, it was September. Which, by the way, if you're going to be at Pecan, you get to see the wild wife in her unnatural habitat. My wife is
Oh, that'll be
joining me.
lovely.
Yes, my wife is joining me at this Pecan because we're leaving the following Monday from Dallas to fly to Italy, and we're going to be
Wow.
finally taking our honeymoon. So there we
Yeah.
go.
Well, and I met her at confinement. You're wearing the shirt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot all about that. She did come to. It's
yeah.
the same actress that the same the I've got still got the same lady playing my significant other at this point. The
Got the
checks
same
haven't bounced.
actress the same actress as the no, awesome. I
All
just
right, we are already out
referred
on the
to a
madness.
cardboard cutout, you
So
know?
let's start with I'm gonna skip the the sort of normal one. Let's get to the really important question. Is American cheese a real cheese?
No.
You gotta expand. Just tell me why it's not a real cheese.
Next question. Oh,
Seriously, it says on the label, it's processed cheese food. I mean, it's not
Well, I
real
know that's
cheese.
what Velveeta says, but uh, isn't there some American cheeses that are actually cheeses?
If there are, I have never encountered them. I mean, I think that's just, like, basically sliced Velveeta.
Kelly just gave us the medical opinion. It binds you up like a real cheese. I have to admit, from
Oh,
my perspective, I call it cheese-like enough that I'm gonna say, "Yes, it is a cheese." To be fair, I routinely, every few months, get one of the big, long packages of this sliced cheese that's actually doesn't have the wrapper
right, right.
because I can have a few of those, just pull them out of the fridge and nom on them, and
Mhm.
honestly, I love that. And I do like American cheese on hamburgers. Not always my favorite, but, I mean, it's really good on hamburgers.
My husband really likes it, and I used to get when the kids lived here, I got the big blocks of it because they'd go through it. But I'm mildly lactose intolerant, and I can't eat American cheese because it's basically coagulated milk.
But doesn't that make it cheese?
Yes.
I think the best part of this conversation is Mike over here going, "How the hell do I add to this?"
I I have nothing. I have nothing to no basis to participate in this cheesy conversation. Yeah.
So what is your favorite cheese then, Mike?
I don't know. Pepper jack. Cheese other people make and give to me.
We are gonna have to go on a cheese excursion one of these days. You need
Oh
to
Lord,
expand your cheese horizons.
my cheese palate is insufficient.
I mean, I like a good pepper jack, but, I mean, to be fair, I like it when it's habanero or ghost pepper or
Gouda,
something like
Gouda.
that.
I mean, oh, sorry. I-
I like Gouda too, smoked
ah,
Gouda. I mean, I found a smoked Gouda habanero actually, and it was
Oh,
delightful.
goodness.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Habanero is a little too spicy for me, although I'm growing something called a habanada this year that's supposed to be a sweet habanero.
I may have to, if some of those get stolen from your garden, it wasn't me. So what's your favorite cheese, Cedar?
If I'm given a preference on, like, a sandwich, I like a smoked provolone, and if I am just going to be eating it, like, just as cheese, I really like there's a crumbly cheese. Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. It's a crumbly sweet cheese that I will get sometimes with, like, cranberries in it. Um,
Hmm.
I do like goat cheeses, but that's only because I grew up drinking goat's milk, so it's a taste of home for me. But a lot of people, they don't like the goatiness, so
I like goat smoked cheese as, just I mean, it's just a cheese to me.
Mhm.
I'm you Mike's over here going, "I didn't realize I was gonna have to be so I mean, it'd be
Well,
such a cheesy."
I also can't see you guys, right? So I'm like, here I am staring at myself. I'm getting confused.
Uh,
I wish we could just put a picture of cheese on his screen right now. My favorite, by the way, is, I mean, I've got a lot. It sort of depends on the mood, but
mhm.
there are some smoked bries that are amazing, and
Oh,
then there's,
yeah.
I mean, you can never go wrong with a good dill Havarti in my mind.
Yep.
Um, the wife actually just made homemade, Roquefort, dressing with fresh Roquefort cheese, so, I mean, it was delightful. Alright, I think let's let, Mike off the hook here and, give him a chance to, we may come back to cheese later because 'cause we've got some great stuff there, Stilton from Hunter and, jalapeno cheese spread from Ian, and of course, then there's the, can you see the comments, Mike? Can you at least see the
Yeah,
comment?
I
Okay.
look, guys, I don't know anything about cheese. You like MRE cheese, that's it. I buy it by
I'm
the
not sure
slice at
that's
the
real
deli,
cheese either, Mike.
and that's it.
Uh,
Oh,
Is
a
MRE is
dill
MRE
Havarti.
cheese there's some other stuff that the Welsh rarebit, it's quite tasty. I've
oh,
had
yeah.
some in Wales, as a matter of fact. Did we drive him away? Is he gone forever? Is it
He'll be back.
we
No, much like Cedar's cats, animals all wanna come in my office when I'm doing something, so I have a dog who has decided she needs to visit while I'm in here, right? Get up here. Up, up.
I
No.
mean, yeah, I mean, the dogs we gotta see the dog.
Well,
Uh-huh.
heaven's sake. Come here, Howie. Come here. Let's see if I but come here. Come here. Up.
She's
No.
shy.
No,
Come
now
on.
she's cowering because she thinks she did something bad. All right.
I
You're all right.
I bet if you had some cheese in your hand.
Yeah, most
All
dogs
right, Mike,
will do anything for cheese, so
Mike, what's your favorite science fiction or fantasy book? Let's get into something different to
Book.
get you
Hmm. Favorite science fiction? That's a hard question.
toss out it doesn't have to be your absolute I realize that the favorite can change on a given Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to nail that down. And I don't know if this counts as a fantasy book. But The Drawing of the Dark by Tim Powers. Um, it's
I've
where
not
the
read it.
oh my gosh, you are criminally undereducated. Um,
I
He's
bought it
getting his teeth
because
in
you
vengeance.
recommended it, but I haven't read it.
well, it's the Ottomans are the siege of I think was it Vienna? The Ottomans are invading, and uh, the drawing of the dark. It's a beer, right? That they've uh it's a special beer that's gonna save Western civilization, right? It involves the Fisher King and like heroes like Arthur, like reincarnated, and one of the main characters is supposed to be this hero reincarnated, but he's like this Irish Landsknecht kind of guy. But it's got a lot of fantasy elements. In how Tim Powers writes, it's like a real historical event, and he throws in all this fantastical material in there. And so the powers of the East are trying to destroy Western civilization and prevent this beer from being brewed, which I don't know. I think for whatever reason, it helps protect Western civilization. Um, that's just a really neat, fantastical take on that historical event.
So
But
it's the siege of Vienna. So the final saving of the beer has to be from the Winged Hussars, right?
I,
Isn't
again,
that it?
it's been a while since I read it, but I just enjoyed it so much. And I can't remember everything because a lot of the story doesn't have to do with the actual conflict that's happening. It's just these events that take place in it, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, and
Well, it's
if it's about this magical beer, I think I'm in.
no cheese. There's no cheese, fantasy cheeses. Uh, yeah.
Wally is saying that Tim Powers will be guest of honor at Son of Silvercom this year.
Awesome. I really want to go to that convention. It's like the week before Penzik, and I make $2,000 at Penzik.
Yep.
And the drive from Utah to Penzik,
Yeah.
there are absolute stories about that particular drive. A friend of mine who recently passed was one of the best storytellers in the SCA, and she would tell her Utah story. And maybe once I get better at it, one of these days I'll tell that story. But how about you, Cedar? What's your favorite science fiction or fantasy book? Yep,
Even with
Wally knows that story.
yeah, even with the warm up there, I'm still like, there's so many.
Yeah.
I just like things I go back and reread periodically. Would definitely be like Lord of the Ring for fantasy, and for science fiction, I go back to reread The Moon is a Harsh Mistress probably every couple of years.
I literally just reread or re-listened to that on Amazon or on Audible
Yeah,
like
yeah,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, yeah. I actually, it's funny because the only um, audiobook I've listened to all the way through is right now in the theaters as a movie. My son made me listen to Project Hail Mary while we were on a road trip.
Oh,
Mm.
It was actually I really enjoyed it, and I usually don't do audiobooks, but, it was a lot of fun to listen to, and we didn't finish it on the road trip, but he made me promise to finish it, and it took me a long time to finish it because there's a point in the book where it made me cry, and I stopped listening to it for a while because it's just, like,
It
emotional
hurt your
damage.
feelings. The book hurt your feelings.
Yes.
Oh
But
Lord, help us all.
I mean, they're supposed to, right? I can never get to the part where man says, "I keep asking, but Mike never answers back."
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
ever think about that part without crying. I mean, that's just so powerful, the bit there.
yeah.
Moon and Harsh Mistress is probably my favorite science fiction novel there is. Um,
It's so tight. I mean, it's a master
it
class,
is.
and that is not a big book, and there's
No, it's
so
not.
much in there. Um,
And I love
yeah.
his use of language.
Mm,
I mean, from a writer's perspective, I I I listen to it and I'm just amazed at how he uses this cobbled up Russian, Australian, Chinese, American, a little bit of this and that thrown into it, just and it works.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
It's entirely in slang, just in the way he thinks and talks, and it's just so you're right, it's tight.
Yeah.
Um, such a neat book. That's one that I would like to see turned into a miniseries, like a four-part miniseries,
Yeah.
because I don't I you're right, it's not terribly long, but it's longer than a movie could do justice,
Right.
and yeah, Wally's right. The world building is comprehensive and but it just comes out, like, he
Mhm.
doesn't talk about these things as anything other than, "Well, this is the way it is." Of
Yeah.
course we pay for air. Of course we pay for everybody pays for air, right? Air's
Right.
not free.
It's
Yeah.
not a human right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and it's just like there are so many good books out there, and
Yeah.
I mean, ask me on any given day, and the answer is probably going to be different. So
Yeah. So, how about a series? Like, I'm thinking science fiction, and I hate to admit it, but it's a Games Workshop Black Library series of books about Commissar Kane, and it's really fun because it's not grimdark, right? Most of the GW stories are like these
yeah,
real dark, right? Like you get bored of them, frankly, right? Oh, look,
right.
another space marine who's got nothing to live for.
How
Com-
edgy.
yeah, Commissar Kane is this guy who it's not quite Flashman in space because he's actually a good dude. He wants to pretend that he's kind of a dirtbag, right? And he's
mm,
only out for himself, but somehow he invariably does the right thing. And all these stories about him being a commissar and these, legions of mankind are, well, he's telling the story. It's in his memoirs. And, he's always trying to scam his way into something, but then the aliens attack or he's part of this invasion or what have you. They're just a lot of fun, especially for, you know, a group of, the publisher tends to be grimdark and his books are hilarious.
I do agree grimdark gets overdone. If you're gonna ask me the Space Marine series that I like the best, for me, it's, John Ringo and David Weber Prince Roger series. I
oh
love that
yes,
series.
yes.
You didn't say Space Marines. If that's the case,
Ah,
have you guys ever read the Starfish series by Dave Sherman and Dan Craig?
I
no,
have, I have. It's
I
quite good.
love those series because that to me was like perfect military sci-fi. Um, for its time, right? Um, I always describe it as Vietnam era Marines in space. Um, Probably because the two authors were Vietnam era guys, but still,
yeah,
I always thought
yeah.
those were
My favorite Space Marine book would be Maggie Hogarth's Spots the Space Marine, but there's a couple of reasons for that, and one
That's
is
the one I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say one is the one that I relate to her so hard because the main character is a space marine in that she was kind of put into that position and she's a mother and she makes cookies. So, I mean,
I hate this book. Whatever this is, I hate it.
well, yeah, no, but Maggie Hogarth, of course, then she published Space the Spots, Spots the Space Marine. I can speak, really, I can. Um, and then Games Workshop sued her for using
Yeah.
Space Marine, and she fought back, and it's because of her that the rest of us are able to use Space Marine without having Games Workshop breathing down our necks.
Yeah, and
I
This is
think that's
nobody
why
knows.
hilarious. I think
That's
that's
what bothered
hilarious.
me.
this is
Nobody
why
really knows
Raconteur
her.
Press published the Space Marines anthologies
Mhm.
was to honor Maggie and get her stuff out there. So, yeah.
I didn't know that last part, but I knew that she's the one that had to fight GW about, the ability to use Space Marine. Like, I'm sorry, those terms, like, if anybody created that term, it's gotta be Heinlein, right? It's
Right.
gotta be
Yeah, it would have been used in many books before hers,
Yeah.
but I think
before
she just
Heinlein too.
yeah.
Well,
And I think just she happened to be relatively small indie published at that point, and they saw a target.
mm, well,
And
and
if
that
they
would
were
have set a precedent, right? Too.
exactly, it would have set a precedent. So
I
then,
I saw a
yeah.
story too where DC and Marvel tried to say that the term superhero was copyrighted and you couldn't use it, and everyone kind of ignored them apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So,
to go back talking about that too, um, to go back to my days when I was a balloon twister, there were certain designs that you didn't want to promote that you did for, like if you had menu boards out at an event. But Spider-Man, Stan Lee was a mensch, and he released Spider-Man for people to be able to do fan art and representations, so you could do balloon Spider-Man all day long, and I did, frequently. Um, it was popular enough there were balloons with pre-printed Spider-Man faces on them, which makes it easy. Yeah, no, nothing from the mouse, Wally, nothing from the mouse went on the menu board ever because that would get you in trouble.
yeah, the mouse is
Wally,
great.
stay where you are. A black van will come and pick you up forthwith
Yes.
for
So,
bringing up.
I just looked up Space Marines because I thought it was older, even older than Heinlein.
Uh-huh.
There was a series of a couple of short stories by, a guy, what's his name? Bob Olson wrote a couple of stories that came out in Amazing, in 1932 and 1936. Captain Brink of the Space Marines, and then the Space Marines and the Slavers, and there's some others. Sergeant Shane of the Space Marines from John York Cabot. I mean, this is 1941.
Yeah.
Uh, so I mean, Space Marines, literally Space Marines. I'm sorry, G Dub. Take your Space Marine whininess and go away.
Well, of all the outfits that would want to sue somebody for like stealing their IP, like, hello, hypocrites! Like half of your stuff is Michael Moorcock and you know uh uh every other trope that's ever been invented. Like the entire chaos thing is totally from Elric, right?
Yeah.
The 8-pointed stars and all that stuff. They just lifted that wholesale from him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like honestly, we're all yoinking cool ideas from each other all the time, and we can't help
I
it, and I wouldn't call
Yeah.
it even,
I deliberately
copyright.
based an entire series on the fact that coming back to Heinlein, Robert Heinlein's the ending of Citizens of the Galaxy I found disappointing, and it inspired me to write Tanager Sledgeling, which turned into a series.
Yeah,
I dig it.
we're we all get our inspirations from all sorts of cool
Yep.
places, and yes, we can't cut and paste from somebody else, but I mean, none of this is original.
No,
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you can't.
all of
Yeah.
the
there's nothing new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the
You
tropes
can't.
we use that are successful are tropes that are millennia old because they're sort of somewhere baked in our psyche to a
Mhm.
certain extent. Yes, occasionally we can come up with innovative ways to use these things, but honestly, I've stopped trying to do new stuff and started trying to do good stuff.
Well, I like what Cedar did there, right? Like, I'm unsatisfied with this ending. I'm going to write a different one because, well, have you seen? There's a writer named Marco Cluse who wrote a
Mhm.
story, and I can't remember what the name of the short story he wrote, but it was picked up by Netflix's Love, Death, and Robots, and it's called uh, Shapeshifters or something like that.
Sorry,
And
I'm
it's
not laughing
about,
at you. I'm laughing at Ian. Yes, Ian, of course he did.
well,
Go ahead.
Shakespeare. Was it Shakespeare and oh, now of course I can't remember the name of the other
But did
author.
Shakespeare write Space Marines?
He would have if he thought of it.
Isn't that the Tempest? No, I'm kidding. Um, but he wrote this. Marco Cluse wrote this short story about these uh werewolves. Right, they're Marines in Afghanistan, and they're these Marines who are werewolves that are being used to track the enemy. And it's well done little video short, and it's a decent story. But in the story, the Marines who are werewolves were treated like crap by the regular human Marines, right? And you filthy dog and blah blah blah, like they're second class citizens. And I was like, this is stupid. No Marine in the world, if your buddy was a werewolf, every Marine in the universe would be like, dude, can you make me a werewolf? Right? Like, you are a superhero. If you could do that, everyone would think you were a god, right?
Ah,
And so that's why I wrote that story I wrote for Weird Warfare called
right,
Marines Don't
right.
Eat Alone, right? Because I was like, what idiot thought of that, right? Because no way. And it's just like there's a movie on Netflix that was pretty good, The Old Guard. I guess it was a comic book and they adapted it into a movie. And there's a female Marine. She's one of the Lioness. She's in the Lioness program, and she gets her throat cut by this high value target they're looking for, right? And the premise of The Old Guard is that there are certain people in the world who are immortal, and you really don't know it until the first time you die and you come back to life. You're like, oh. Anyway, so this young woman, it turns out to be one of these immortals. They cut her throat and she like heals and comes back to life, right? And all the Marines are treating her like she's some kind of mutant, like it's weird. And I was like, bull crap. None of you know Marines at all. If you got stabbed in the throat and you stood up, everyone would genuflect, right? Like, oh my God, lead us into combat, right? You beast. But instead, no, we're gonna hand her over to the government blacks, everyone's gonna treat her weird. Yeah, get out of Dodge. You people don't even know what you're
Yeah.
writing.
There's
Ugh.
gotta be there are surely Marine colonels who would do that, but all the rest of the Marines that haven't been corrupted by rank, I think you're right.
Ah,
Well, yeah, and if the black helicopters landed to take this Marine away, everyone else would be like, "Yeah, come and get it," you know? Yeah. So, I just being a guy immersed in that culture for 26 years, I have issues sometimes. Uh,
Oh,
dude,
sure, so now you're saying you're an expert after only 26 years of being a Marine. Whatevs.
oh, no, I was horrible at it the whole time.
ah,
And you have there are all the records to prove how horrible you were probably.
Yes. Ugh.
Wow,
But
that was fun going off on the Space Marine tangent there. That we might have to do another, like, an entire episode on Space Marines.
you should
oh,
see if
So
you
boy.
can get Maggie on.
here's a distressing thing to me. There's only one good Space Marine movie or TV show, and it only lasted a season, and it's hard to find. I've got it on DVD, but Space Above and Beyond's the only one of 'em I
Yes.
can ever think of that's any good. Can you guys think of any other Space Marine movies, TV shows that's any good?
I am really bad about that kind of thing because I don't do a lot of film media, so, um,
Um, the problem, Wally, is people don't make stuff about Space Marines, right? Like, the closest you're gonna get is probably the Mobile Infantry and Starship Troopers. Um, and even they didn't do it the way it was written in the book, right? As far as
Now
the
the cartoon
the
version had
animated
some nice
series,
points to it.
yeah.
I unfortunately hadn't watched it, but I will keep that in mind.
When you want
But I think
when
you're
you
right,
want
though,
something
Space Above and Beyond.
interesting, try that. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, if Starship Troopers hadn't been named Starship Troopers, and he hadn't been trying to say, "Oh, look, I'm gonna say how much of a Nazi, Heinlein was, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
prove a point and show how awesome I am at knowing things." Honestly, it was a pretty good movie in a lot of ways if it just
yeah,
didn't have that name.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been told that. I haven't seen it because I figure it'll probably just irritate me, so
Well,
It
just keep it
probably will.
most of us who are fans of the book just it's like Conan the Barbarian, right? It's not really a Conan movie, but it's the Conan movie we got, right?
Hey, I love the Arnie Conan the
Yeah,
Barbarian movie, the first one. The
yeah.
second one may be more like Robert E. Howard, but it's not as good.
yeah,
So
I don't know.
the
It
last time I watched Conan with Arnie was because you assigned it to me as homework, Rob.
Was that because of the anthology where I
Yes. Yeah. And here's the funny thing is I sit down in the living room to watch that with my husband because we both have fond nostalgia memories of it, but I wanted to refresh myself before I wrote the story. And I had totally forgotten about the scene with the witch in the cave.
Oh, it's a great scene.
It's a great scene, but my son walks out of his bedroom, goes, "What are you watching?" Puts his hands in front of his face and walks back into his bedroom. Wouldn't come out again for the rest of the night.
So not only is it awesome, it's ruined your kid, scarred your kid for life. Excellent.
He's in the Navy now. He's been polluted.
So he's
Yeah,
seen
he
worse
probably
by now.
has.
Yeah.
And Ian just made a good point, and much as I hate to say that, Ian just made a great point. The Conan soundtrack is
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
is it is one of my go-tos when I decide I'm gonna write fantasy or something of that kind of ilk,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I'll just put it on, and it just sort of plays in the background, and it feels right when I
Yeah,
listen
Right.
to it.
yeah.
Well, and
It's brilliant.
yeah, I loved the movie. I just remember being 12 years old and going to see it as a Conan fan, right? Like,
Oh,
reading
yeah,
the book and just, okay, and it was the first time I realized they weren't making it based on the actual books. Like when you see a movie based on a book and it disappoints you, right? I'm like,
yeah,
captured as a kid and sold in this gladiatorial ring. What are they doing? Okay, we're doing Conan stuff. And when he falls into the pit and he goes and he picks up the Atlantean sword, right? And
yeah,
if you're a Conan fan, you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. The skeleton's going to get up and attack him. Oh, and all that happens is the head rolls forward and the helmet falls off, right? And you're like, I was so disappointed as a 12-year-old, like, dude, I totally called this and you guys suck. Tulsa Doom isn't a Conan villain, he's a Cole villain. Get over it.
Well, hold on a second. He does get mentioned in the books, right? Like, I think he is mentioned in the Conan books too.
But
Like,
he's
mentioned.
mentioned as Atlantean sorcerer. Conan never faces him in Conan only faces Tulsa Doom in the comic books, not in the book.
Yeah. I will say this, that's the first R-rated movie I ever went to in the theater. My dad took me to that movie
Yeah.
because I was the Conan kid and what, I don't remember exactly when it came out, but "Dad, I gotta go, I gotta go," and he's like, "Fine, I'll take you." I mean, he'd read Conan enough and I mean, none of the stuff that was R-rated was any surprise to him. Of course, me at the time, I'm like, "Ooh," but now I watch that show and I go, "Oohs." But see how I've grown. Um, I love that movie. Talking about the soundtrack by Basil Polidorus, honestly, there's so much about I think what I love about that movie is it's one of the few swords and sandals, swords and sorcery type flicks that takes its production so seriously. Like,
Mhm,
nothing in that movie you watch the second one and it's cheap and it's cheesy, and there are so many others that are fun movies, but they're cheap and cheesy. But there's nothing cheap and cheesy about that movie. I mean,
yeah,
mhm,
uh
yeah,
Mako was amazing as the wizard. I mean, you have top-notch actors playing the roles, and then the subsidiary roles are all interesting people. It was like it's perfect for Gladiator to have, one of his henchmen, one of Thulsadum's henchmen be the gladiator that came out of retirement.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's the same
Can't remember.
actor, and I'm blanking on names right now because I always blank
Well,
on names.
he's in a
But
lot
I
of
mean, it was just
Arnold movies. He's the security guard in Running Man, right?
oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's the same guy. He's also in the second Conan movie.
Is he? I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
recall
the
that.
final swordsman they face off against there at the end. He's one of the queen's guards that chase them down, and they end up fighting him. There's this big pose down scene where they're in the woods fighting, and it's the same actor. Um,
Huh.
old
I didn't catch that.
yeah,
I just think that you watch that movie and it's it's a well done movie. Like like they cared about the craft. And there's a
yeah,
lot of the stuff that we got in the '80s that was, of that same genre. Like I like Beastmaster a lot, but man, some of the production values and
oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't just for Tanya Roberts, wasn't just for Tanya Roberts. I thought it was a good movie. Tanya Roberts was a nice positive. I can't argue that, but,
Well, and
like the
those
production
the Beastmaster level movies were what we watched on cable. it's because that's what we had, right? Like if we were
Right.
fans of that, you were watching what is it, Sword and the Sorcerer, and the guy's got the triple bladed sword and the side blades shoot off, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Cedar, this movie's terrible. But when you're 12, 13, 14 years old and you
Yeah.
love fantasy, this was awesome.
It
Um
really was a great movie, and John Amos, from, Good
oh
Time, he was I like him as an actor, and he was really good in that movie. He was a lot of fun. He was a really Sven-Ole Thorsen, that's the guy, nice
yeah.
call. Um, uh, he was so good, I mean, he was such a solid presence there. I mean, he's a fun actor. I like John Amos a lot, fun actor in general. Uh, Shifting topics again, I mentioned it earlier that I used the Basil Polidoris soundtrack there as music to write to. How about
Mhm.
you guys? What are some of your go-tos for music? What kind of music do you listen to writing? And like maybe with stuff that that you have set aside for certain tasks.
Well,
I
I'm gonna make it easy for you
Yeah.
because I know when Cedar starts, it's gonna go on, and I've got a short.
Come on.
Well, I my water doesn't run deep when it comes to writing music because I usually don't have anything on. However, I did write some of my Plasma Pulp stories, and I was playing Thundar the Barbarian cartoons while I was writing.
Oh, that is
So I
perfect,
think
though.
When
Uh,
I was 13, I totally made up stats for the Sun Sword
nice
for D&D.
nerd. Mm.
Yes. How about you,
uh,
Cedar?
it really depends on what I'm writing because I need mood music sometimes to put me in the right place to write different things. Um, and I will sometimes get carried away and spend longer than I should making a playlist for a particular thing, but just like my general, if I need to be kind of upbeat and bouncy, I listen to a lot of EDM. Dorothy Grant introduced me to Faderhead, really like his stuff. And I listen to a fair bit of symphonic metal. Poor Mike knows this because when I was helping him with setting some poems to music, I kept doing metal versions, and he was like, maybe not. Oh, that was fun though. That was a really fun project. I was using Suno. Mike was writing
Yes.
poetry, and we were doing this basically Christmas Goes to the Zombies series
Oh,
that
yeah,
he
I
had
have
run.
I have this thing I call Christmas apocalypse,
Yes.
and I'll take a song or a poem and I'll rewrite it as me fighting zombies and things like that. And you can find this on my Substack, Storytelling
Right.
Skunkworks.
Yes.
Uh, Subscribe for free. But yeah, we had a lot because once Cedar put that to music, that stuff came to life, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Um,
and I am not a musician, but I started playing with Suno because um I basically started with Suno because I wanted little bits of bump music for pollinator videos. Random, very random. And, then I realized that I could take, like, poetry and tell Suno what I wanted for, like, mood, and it would make it into a song, and then I got started to just get wildly creative with it, and I've played around with some really oddball stuff doing that and created an album for one of the books that I recently wrote. So, yeah, but I because I love listening to music, I have no talent for making music, so
I'm in the same boat there. Pollinator music. I took me a second, but I assume that's means stuff that makes your brain work in the way you want it. Is that what you mean? Oh no.
no, no, I was actually making, like, little videos of bees and butterflies and using those as YouTube shorts for my YouTube channel to create content there because it's mostly my gardening. So, I just wanted happy little music in the background for butterflies on flowers. Mike's
Awesome.
making such a face.
Someone's gonna break into all our homes and take our lunch money in about 10 minutes.
I know, I know.
You know,
Uh,
some of my favorite music is, I mean, obviously Xanadu by Rush and Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden. But,
I
I
really
mean,
love Red Barchetta by Rush, by the way.
that's also from a poem. That's also by it that's actually, a song derived from a poem as well. Um, there's an entire album that Alan Parsons project did on, Poe, and his stuff that's
Mm.
really brilliant. I love that album. It's a standard one in my playlist. There's a
What's the
lot of
name
stuff out there. I'm sorry, what was that, Mike?
what's the name of the album?
Oh, hold on.
You had to ask.
Well, I just have to I mean, I don't remember the name. I don't remember names, Alan Parsons. Fortunately, it's in the A's. Yeah, Tales of Mystery and Imagination,
Mm.
Oh, well,
and
that's cool.
it's got a song, "A Dream Within a Dream," which is the intro, then "The Raven," "The Telltale Heart," "Cask of Amontillado," Doctor Tar, and then, like, a five-part epic on, the fall of the House of Usher. Um, I mean, it's a great album. If
Yeah.
you like prog rock at all, or like Poe at all, it really is fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I actually was reminded of a really great album, and it's instrumental. It's, Mark Paul's Mixolydian, and, Wally's book, when I was doing illustrations for his book, he's got a Mixolydian basically in there, and, so I went back and was listening to that album again. There was a point there when I was looking for, like, bagpipes in rock or metal contexts, and the only concert I ever went to with my dad was the Tartan Terrors,
Oh,
who do
cool.
who do this really awesome show, but it's bagpipes um, dancing, and it's got rock notes to it, which is so much fun. So, yeah, that was
You
just
should
like a good kind of combined memory that just popped up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that that I love. Battlefield Band, Tartanic, obviously there's the Dropkick Murphys
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
um, eh, Dropkick Murphys, got me into that because I didn't know this was in the '90s, early on in the Dropkick Murphys' career. I stumbled on them, and ever since, I've gotten more and more into folk metal, combining traditional instruments, whatever,
Folk.
on
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, there's the stuff from a lot of Scandinavian stuff, Tyr, Teresa's, Korpiklani, a bunch of, but just about
Septicon?
every sort of culture these days is coming up with this.
Mhm.
Japan's had it for a long time, and it was kinda hidden in their own kind of special, metal scene. Albanach's another one. Then, of course, then we had, Tundra Cavalry and now The Who, the Mongolian
Yes.
version of, group
Yeah,
The Who.
yeah,
But there's a really neat band that does Egyptian, and it's more prog rock as opposed to metal, but it's pretty neat. I'll have to look up the name.
yeah.
But I love that combination of stuff, and yes, I'm a nerd. Get over it, Mike.
I You mentioned Egyptian and all, now I'm like, "Oh, great, that's how you get an elder god in the living room. Play this album. It's a bug shash, yeah."
When you
Uh,
play it backwards, the cartouche on the hieroglyphics on the, CD, when you play it backwards.
no, 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 there's worse. There's worse. Wally just says he's going to see Baby Metal. Yes.
Hey, there's some decent baby metal songs. I mean, I'll be honest,
I'm
if it's
sure
a
there
Baby
song with
are,
a
metal
but
lot of edge
some
or a
eldritch
band.
gods.
if there's a song with a lot of edge and going fast, I'm
Oh, yeah.
I'm kinda there,
Yeah.
generally speaking. Some
If
of it's
you
better than others, but
Want to talk music? You need Chris Denote and Nick Nethery on.
Well, Chris and I did have a great conversation about music. But yeah, maybe I'll get Chris and Nick on, and we'll have a very specifically. Oh, Steel Eye Span's amazing. I love their version of Saucy Sailor. It's Saucy Sailor, their
That
version.
you do. Sorry.
It's a traditional song though. It's like a song from the 1600s. They, yeah, I know, right? Uh, It's an amazing song, but the way they do it is really hard edged. It's not quite metal, but it's darn close. And that version is literally one of my top 20 songs. Steel Eye Span has a bunch of great traditional music. Um, Here's one that you've heard, but another long traditional, but done by somebody you may not have heard. Queensryche did a version of Scarborough Fair, and it is blistering. It is so strong. It's set much deeper, and it's metal.
Mm.
It's a metal version of Scarborough Fair. Shake your head all you want, Mike. It's an
I
amazing
was
version.
looking at something. I have a full room that I have to look at. There's stuff over there.
Oh.
I'm watching you roll
I'm
your eyes.
sorry, I'm not a big music guy. All right, I just people like, what do you like to listen to? The radio. I mean,
So you don't like music, and you don't like cheese.
I don't like
What?
people. People.
Oh no, Cedar. Oh, there you're back. Okay, you got fuzzy there for a second. All right.
Okay.
Let's get into another one. What's the Muppet battle you guys want to see? Hot Muppet on Muppet action. Who do you want to see kick which Muppet do you want to see kick which Muppet's ass?
I want to
And
see Sweetums beat the living dog crap out of Beaker.
Screw up all these damned
Wally's not wrong about rephrasing hot Muppet on
Sweetums is the name of the Muppet. Sorry, look it up.
You know somebody's done that. Not legally, but
Rule
you know somebody's
34,
done that.
man. Rule 34.
Now we know what Wally stumbled into.
Ah.
That's who she
While
did
he
with
was listening to
my
Baby Metal, no doubt.
Kieran, I was going to say animal beating up Miss Piggy, but I think in the context of the earlier part of the conversation, I need to change that. Oh,
Frankly, I would like to see Miss Piggy get beaten up just about by everybody. She's the
right,
one
right.
Muppet that I don't like.
Eh, well, and that's the point of the character. You're not
Yes.
supposed to like her.
Yeah.
Well,
If you
she's
do, there's
successful
something
at
wrong
that.
with you. So, yeah, no, I liked Beaker. See, Beaker was always my favorite just because he's so hopeless and lost, and I'm like, poor little guy. Oh,
I'd like him more if I didn't self-identify.
well, I mean,
You have
uh,
more you have much more presence and clear speaking ability. You're fine.
Ming, 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 ming. I warned everybody we're going to be mad this episode, and I think we're proving that pretty well.
Yeah. I think filled that requirement. Oh man.
So
I
what do
was.
you eat, Mike? What do you eat? What is your since you don't eat
You have a
cheese?
favorite food?
I eat cheese. All right. Colby Jack tends to be the staple around here. Or though I do enjoy a little provolone as well. I am
Mhm.
just not a connoisseur like you Mucking
Excuse me
mud.
while I stick my nose in the air a little bit here.
Yes.
No, but what else do you what's your favorite meal? Yeah, we're
Oh,
about to
man,
execute you.
tough
What's
one.
your, final meal?
Well, I'm willing to bet I could live on Mexican food, like, the rest of my life,
Mm.
like, if that's all there was. Uh,
I mean, I'm not far behind you there.
right? But barring that, a good New York deli would be awesome,
Yeah.
and everything that entails. Oh,
The
man.
Next time
one
you're
of the
down
best thi
here and we're down in Dallas, Mike, if you come down for a con, we gotta take you over to Cindy's New York Deli in Dallas.
Ooh,
It
I'm
is.
on board.
Yeah, it is a good place to go. So
Oh boy, somebody just threw a question out there. What do you think, Mike, is, Taco Bell Mexican food?
Taco
Not if
Bell is
you like your inside staying on the inside. Um,
Taco Bell is American food.
yeah. That's basically it's American fast food is what it is. There's nothing Mexican about it. You can't just throw a tortilla around a bunch of ground beef and call it Mexican food. Um,
Right.
I mean, you can, freedom of speech and all that.
see, and
Well,
now
that's
we're
right.
splitting hairs. Is Tex-Mex Mexican? Because Tex-Mex is delicious, and frankly, Mexican food in Texas is different than California, right? Like,
Yeah. Well,
you
okay,
know,
because Mexico is a fairly large country and there's a whole bunch of different regions, and each region has their own specialties. Oaxacan food is different from Baja food, is different from Tijuana food. I mean, it's really going to depend on where you are. And Tex-Mex is its own distinct thing, and I've
right.
been told that New Mexican is its own distinct thing. I don't know if they have a better word for it than that because that's awkward.
Well, and I will confirm that the best Mexican food I've ever had was out the back of a gut truck in Yuma, Arizona.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, there's a little food truck not too far from where I live that has absolutely amazing street
oh
tacos.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
you've
we
had
went.
those.
Yeah, those are delicious. Yes.
There's a
Yep.
place in Olathe in Kansas City called K Machos. There's actually 2 of them now, but the one in Olathe is, I don't know, for whatever reason, feels more that was my home one, uh,
Mhm.
like a mile from my house. It's the best Mexican I've ever had consistently, and my theory of that is that they ran a Mexican restaurant or Mexican, grocery store,
Mm.
right next to it. So it was a grocery store and then Camacho's, and my theory is that they just sourced, since they got things at a wholesale price compared to a lot of other Mexican restaurants, they could be better with their ingredients. They have a, poblano, fajitas that's, oh my god, amazing. It's poblanos and mushrooms and the normal vegetables and meat, fajitas. It's delightful.
Thanks for making us all hungry at 8 o'clock at night.
You're welcome. Hey, Wally's
Perfect
is
time to
Wally can
touch
come to K
base, right?
Machos too.
Yeah.
Yeah, K Machos is really kind of a dumb name, K dash Machos, but, it's a really tasty place, and I'm happy to talk about food. I'm happy to make you hungry. I'm a fat man, I'm perpetually
Well,
hungry. You should all be hungry too.
Ah,
and
I
now
think
it's got me thinking about different fast food places and restaurants, and I've eaten at Hawaiian Joe's, but I've never eaten. There's another Hawaiian style joint called is it Mo Betta's or something like that? I've
Yeah,
never
no
eaten,
better.
but like Hawaiian style plate lunches are delicious.
yes,
And unfortunately, and like Hawaiian Bros is good, but it's like a distant memory of an actual plate lunch, right?
right.
If that
Yeah, that
I've
we
never
just got
been
we
to
got one in
Hawaii,
which
but I grew up with my dad spent a lot of time in Hawaii,
Mhm.
so I actually learned what it should be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some places like there's like these restaurant. It's not even a restaurant. It's like a fast food joint called Rainbow's Drive-In, which is like the plate lunch place in Hawaii. Right? It's just just past Waikiki. Oh my gosh. Um, and then of course there's a place called Zippy's. It's like it's a chain of stores in Hawaii that does like, I mean, like Hawaiian style foods like loco mocos and oh man. Thanks. You're making me hungry, and then I want to get up to go eat.
I'm
Oh,
helping.
gorging myself. Thank you. Uh,
Now you're gonna start expanding like Weird Al in the fat video.
oh, and L&L Drive-In. Oh my goodness. Good Lord, stop it.
What's
Uh,
great is I haven't said anything about food in about 5 minutes. You just keep going and going and going.
uh, I think sometime in the slightly distant future, um, my husband just got new teeth, so he can't bite anything right now, but I think I'll make huli huli chicken. My
Ooh.
That was a recipe my dad taught me, and, it is amazing, and, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. If we're not under a burn ban, that is, because then I can't use the grill.
Yeah, it has to be made outside, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oop, we lost
Oh,
Rob.
did we lose our host? Probably.
We did. I don't know
Either
how
it's
this works now.
oh no, we've taken over the show, folks. I don't know if anyone can see us because it's been an hour, so it may have just ended.
Oh, well, it's possible.
Well, come back. It is his show.
Yeah, no,
We've
Wally says we've
okay.
lost the host, so
Let's talk about him, folks.
oh, we actually should talk about Rob. He's worth talking about.
Well, I'm excited for his boys book coming
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Sanford and I first found Rob through his, um, basically medieval fantasy detective novels, and, speaking of a man who loves his food, the food in those books
out.
is phenomenal, and I've actually wound up cooking some of this stuff based on my husband being like, "Ooh, I want you to do this book from." So, yeah, no, and that's where I first encountered Rob's books, Rob's writing were those books. So, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's done with this children's book.
Well, I haven't read it, but I was talking to Nick about it,
Mhm.
and one of the things I'm interested in is usually in a any kind of fantasy or medieval world in a book, everyone's got a sword, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing about this book, which interests me, is that the spear is the primary weapon,
Mhm.
which is accurate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
um,
And I would expect nothing less from Rob than accuracy.
yeah.
So
And it's just well, the problem with spears is just not as cool and flashy as a sword, right?
mhm.
Uh, but well, I mean, thanks to Hollywood, everything's a sword fight at close range, and
Yeah,
uh, it,
right.
many of people we know are we either have participated in well either SCA or martial systems that use weapons and realize yeah you actually that fight's going to take place a little farther apart, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
trying to think what her name is. I wanna say Jill Barrett on YouTube, that she
Mm.
is actually a theater nerd and choreographs sword fights for stage and film, and she occasionally will do videos talking about movie sword fights and what they're
Mhm.
doing right and wrong, which I find fascinating.
Rob sent me a message that says, "Grr, my internet died." So I'm gonna respond and ask him, "What do you want us to do?
I mean,
What do we do now?"
oh, well, he wants us
Uh,
to wind up so we can do that too because
Okay,
well,
This-
I don't know. I
we're
mean, if
just
he
gonna
can
talk,
rejoin.
sign off, and we're just gonna turn off our computers and hope this works, guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's a good question too, is if we signed off, would it just be sitting here going nowhere? I don't want that to happen either.
I'm gonna click leave. So everybody, thanks for hanging out. This has truly lived up to the
Madness.
madness of the episode because our host has disappeared into the ether and we're not likely to see him again tonight. Anyway, Cedar, thanks for coming on. It was fun chatting with you.
It was fun to chat with you always.
Yep. Rob, not so much. Not as fun to chat with Rob with his uppity cheeses. Okay.
I always like chatting with Rob. So,
Thanks for letting us play, Rob. And everybody else, have a good night.
night all.